Before Superman either sails or flops, we already have some more interesting commentary from James Gunn himself. The Gunn, James Gunn. Have you heard about the Gunn, James? And what we're talking about is Wonder Woman, or James Gunn's Wonder Woman, or Gunder Woman, however he wants to market this, if it comes out. But there is something that has been announced coming from the man's own mouth. So let's go straight into it. New Wonder Woman movie being written now, says DC co-boss James Gunn. Oh my goodness. He's never seen tits like those. And he's not going to stay true to it. Wonder Woman, under James Gunn and Peter Safran's DC Studios, hasn't hung up her lasso. But we don't know who it is, because they're not going to bring out Gal Gadot. They're not going to do that. They're doing everything they can to get away from the Snyderverse. To the detriment, we don't know yet because Superman hasn't come out. He says we're working on Wonder Woman. It's being written right now. Well, they also said that about the Batman Part 2 and the other Batman movie, and he says this a lot. So how much credence does it really hold? He hasn't yet cast the role of who'll play Princess Diana. And I don't think there should be a casting yet, unless there shouldn't be anybody announced until there's actually a script. So we have to see somebody who can play the role. That's a big deal. When Gunn and Safran took over the reins of DC back in late 2022, they essentially began unplugging from Zack Snyder. One of those projects not to move forward was Patty Jenkins' third Wonder Woman movie, because Wonder Woman 1984 was a complete bomb and a detestable failure. Wasn't up to snuff, so to speak. And I don't think you'll find anybody who disagrees with that. However, I do think that Gal Gadot plays a decent enough Wonder Woman. Is she anywhere close to the Linda Carter of old? Absolutely not. But, you know, new blood may be in line. We still wish that, we still had Henry Cavill as Superman, because he literally embodies the character, not only on the screen, but in real life. But I digress about all that kind of stuff. In addition, Gunn said today in the interview that the new Wonder Woman's a separate thing to Paradise Lost, which is slow moving, but it's moving, per the Superman and Guardians of the Galaxy franchise filmmaker. Even in this article, all they can do is reference shit that he's done in the past. It's almost like James Gunn co-wrote, or at least ghost wrote this article. Gunn also confirmed, how many times are we going to say that when we're not talking about specific calibers? Also confirmed what was blurted out by WB Discovery CEO David Zaslav during last month's earnings call. Superman, Batman, Supergirl, and Wonder Woman were linchpins to their DC. And he goes, I think that's actually right. This is pretty accurate. I would say that. I think they got something from what I said. I wouldn't say only those four characters, but I would say that those four characters are incredibly important right now. He feels great about two of them, and then we're dealing with the other two. So let's see. Batman, he shouldn't feel great about that, because that's not even finished. It's not even close. Superman, I know he feels great about that, because he's slapping his name all over all of it, like he's pig blapping it in the face and giving it a mushroom tattoo. We obviously heard today in this video that Wonder Woman is being written, so he doesn't feel great about that, because everything else hasn't been up to snuff for him. So maybe Superman and Supergirl, that's where he feels comfortable, and everything else is just up in the air, because people don't really want to work with them. Maybe they want their own names on things. Maybe they want creative control and the responsibility to make something great. Now, here's a little caveat. Here's a little thing, though, because in August 2023, on a press tour for Heart of Stone, Gadot actually exclaimed, I was invited to a meeting with James Gunn, and what they told me, and I'm quoting, you're in the best hands. We're going to develop Wonder Woman 3 with you. We love you as Wonder Woman. You got nothing to worry about. So time will tell. Now, that was almost 2 years ago. And we have seen how James Gunn has handled this kind of stuff, even recently. He can say that. He could provide lip service while she's at the top of her career. At that time, she's at the top of her career. Of course, everyone's going to be clamoring to have her back. But is that really what James Gunn wants for James Gunn's movie, James Gunn? Wonder Woman 3. So time will tell, and that's what they said to her. So they were hedging their bets right from the get-go. And after getting her treatment pulled from Patty Jenkins, she told the press that when it came to the threequel, I never walked away. I was open to considering anything. So they fired her ass. Anyway, that basically goes into the speculation. And yes, this is me just, it's not even a rumor that I'm trying to spread. This is me speculating that like Gal Gadot's not coming back for this. They're going to recast as soon as they get a different script. He's going to want to stay as far away from that as possible. But if you guys have anything else that you have heard or just want to speculate on or just talk your shit down in the comment section below, are you actually excited for the James Gunn verse, DC verse? I am still very hesitant about it. Like, if they don't do Superman right, I'm not going to trust anything. And from what I've seen from the Superman trailers and from what I've heard from people who have seen private screenings, it's not looking too great. Middling at best. But what we don't need right now is another DC middling entry into any franchise. And this is starting the franchise. So if you have anything, just leave it down in the comment section below. This is Malty from Mouth of Malty. We'll see y'all later. Y'all have a great evening or morning whenever this comes out. And y'all take care. Bye-bye.